Hello, hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all well. I'm already on my first I hope you are all well. If by any chance you are new and you are catching this, because I know we have a whole bunch of new people to the channel in general. I am Suzzy. I'm a trauma-informed practicing evolutionary astrologer. And we're going to do like Astrotarot today. So we're going to look into energies. I see the lovely community is lively in the chat. Awesome community here. Also, if you're new, the chats are usually pretty entertaining. Anyway, we're going to do the whole energy check-in reading for Libra through Pisces, but I'm going to pull a love card for Aries through Virgo. So stick around for that. And what was the other thing I wanted to say? Oh, March and April are crazy. If you've been here, I'm not a fear-mongering. I'm not a, oh my God, this sounds crazy, you need an appointment kind of person. I'd rather give you information, and then if you feel called, whatever. There are a lot of things happening in the sky. I will put up a post later with the actual transits, just the major transits. There's a couple that aren't super crunchy, but there's lots of confusion around them because it's like Venus Neptune or Sun Neptune. The rest they're a little crunchy. Could they show up okay on your chart or even beneficial in your chart? Could they burn through something that needs to go, like an infection? Sure. But I'm running an eclipse special right now. Lee can put up the link for that. But let's talk about what we have going on right now before we get into the signs. Hi, Annika and Lee and Charlie and Juan and Shauna. We're just talking about you, Shauna. And hi, Blissful and Tanya and Allison. I'm so glad everything went well. Okay. So the big star of the show, it's interesting because the moon moved into Sagittarius between Friday and Saturday, depending on where you live. And, you know, Sagittarius is a fun moon. It wants liberation. It wants expansion. It understands that to grow and expand and get to higher self and get to higher knowledge, it can't be boxed in, right? It doesn't want limits. It wants to explore and know all of the things, right? And so that is a very interesting thing to have because as we sit here today, it is now squaring the sun in Pisces, right? So we have this Sag moon Pisces sun square. Now, I have a square in my natal chart. A lot of people do. It just creates challenges. It creates the pressure that makes the diamond, right? It's not like a terrible thing, but you might come up with a lot of answers this weekend. And it's funny because it could be that this thing was ongoing, but the Sagittarius moon with that Pisces sun, it might, and in that square position, might help you to get answers for things that have been kind of little issues, right? So if the question is asked or you're posed with a question, because Jupiter is a great teacher, and that Sag moon is run by Jupiter, of course. When you're posed with the question, if somebody inquisitively asks, or you have a slight challenge, which could just be a question of some sort, how do we fix this? You could understand that you already have the knowledge, which is beautiful. And also, the really big star of the show this weekend is Venus in Uranus is squaring Uranus. Venus in Aquarius is squaring Uranus and Taurus. There are other videos on other apps like the Clock app and the Book of the Face, where I have a more detailed video on that. I'm not going to do a whole 6 minutes on it. But let's just say, again, so we're talking about a square. So we have two things doing 90-degree angles, right? So we're talking about a square from the Venus in Aquarius, which desires things, feels worth and a sense of value around it's being not boxed in again, right? Hi, Corey. Hi, Teresa. And it's squaring, so it's challenging. It wants freedom because Uranus, even in Taurus, still wants to disrupt so it can reorganize. It wants liberation. It's, F conformity. We don't even orbit, right? We have a wonky orbit. We're just, it's disruption. And the Venus in Aquarius is like, I'm going to dress how I want. I'm going to want what I want. And it is what it is. And it's not to hurt anyone's feelings or not hurt it. It just is what it is, right? And I don't want to be boxed in. But what's super interesting is, and I already know my astrological nerds are getting there in their head, is that we have a square that wants liberation through its desires, wants to get those desires without being told the rules it has to go to get them, right? And even though that Uranus is in a fixed sign, it's still Uranus. And Venus being in Aquarius, they're in mutual reception, right? Because Aquarius is co-ruled by Uranus, where the Venus is, and your chocolates and my peanut butter. The Uranus in Taurus is in a Venus-ruled sign. So they're squaring. They're not really having the most copacetic conversation, but yet they have similar values because Uranus and Venus, and there's mutual reception. So I feel like this weekend is a good weekend for solutions because the challenges are in mutual reception. So, what if we put the chocolate and peanut butter together and everybody's like, hey, it's a Reese's. We love that idea, right? That's not Uranian and that's not Venusian, but that's the whole point, is that things that seemingly wouldn't go together, you may be able to find, again, answers and solutions for things. Because also Aquarius is brilliant and Sagittarius is a teacher. The other very interesting thing about this weekend, we still have 4 planets in Pisces. We have Jupiter and Uranus both in Taurus. Is that when the moon moved Saturday into today, it went from disseminating to last quarter. And last quarter is kind of like the butterfly coming out of the chrysalis. But you're still getting used to using your wings. So Sagittarius moon could make us feel really social. But a square could make us feel a little less social, especially square to Pisces. And then Sagittarius is outgoing and fun. If you've ever been out and having fun with a Sag, right? Have fun, bring bail money. Best people to go out with ever. And it doesn't want to be boxed in, but a last quarter moon could also make you want to be a little bit in your own bubble. It's a lot in our heads. And then it's squaring that Pisces, which can be in its head. So just really interesting energy. So if you feel like one way 1 minute and another way another minute, sit with it. Don't think you're crazy. Don't think that through this challenge, I promise you, solutions are there to be had this weekend. Even in 2 squares and 2 very challenging aspects, there's still a lot of solutions because of the planets they're in, because of this mutual reception. It's kind of really cool. So now that we know all that, and members, you all have forms. The first 3 people who filled them out, I don't know what I was thinking. It was late. It was pretty late when I finished it. If you were one of the first 3 people, like let's say before 9 a.m., if you filled it out by 9 a.m., I know who one of those forms are, but the other 2, I hadn't had the part for the name yet. And that's going to be for the Astros and Nerds. So we can be organized because we are growing, and I don't want to truncate anyone's chart readings when we're doing the chart readings in the Zoom, the personal chart readings for the lunations. This way we can be more organized and everybody gets like a really good reading. But yeah, and Lee just put up the special because it would help to go into these transits informed. They're a little crunchy. They're a little crunchy, all the major aspects. I'll put it up, you know what, I'll put up a thing on the page later in the community. And that's fine too. If you don't want to get a session, I still would be really happy to give you the information of what those transits are on what dates. It doesn't explain each transit because it's going to be different with everyone. That's hence the special. Okay, so we are on Libra. We ended with Virgo last week. We're going to do Libra. So what I'm getting for not so shabby Libra. So we have the Chariot in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is really interesting using the Tarot of the 78 Doors, the dollar store version of it that I have, because the original copy is crazy. It's probably insanely good. I don't have a budget to spend $300 on tarot. So we have the Four of Cups and the Chariot, right? So first of all, lots of water energy, Cancer energy specifically, but Libra, something again, for me, the Four of Cups in reverse is, you know, you're paying attention to these three cups, maybe not in the best mood, maybe not loving your choices as is, and then all of a sudden universe is like, hey, but this other thing, and you can't see it, right? It's like every movie we ever grew up watching where I want to say that one with Mary Stuart Masterson and Leah Thompson and Eric Stoltz, Something Wonderful or something, somebody will know in the comments, but like the guy or the gal who cannot see the best friend there the whole time, that's the perfect soulmate, because they're so focused on the thing that's the challenge, the person that's the challenge, the person that's not right for them, that feels like it'll validate their like self-esteem, or they're not looking at who that person is or whatever. They're just so focused on the thing they seem to can't get, that they're missing the thing that universe is like, hi, gave you a best friend, soulmates, right? Some Kind of Wonderful, thank you. And there's like a million movies like that. That's just the one they're showing and it comes to my mind. So this is very Some Kind of Wonderful when this turns upside down and all of a sudden you go, oh, you've been there the whole time, right? And it's the Chariot. So I love this card because and I don't mind putting this on the internet because I'm pretty sure he's single now, but maybe not. Maybe he's getting back with Lisa. But this looks like Lenny Kravitz, and I have a thing for Lenny Kravitz for a very, very long time. Him and his scarves can come park right in the driveway. Love him. Anyway, so I especially love this Chariot card. It's a Cancer card, and that is clearly supposed to be Lenny Kravitz. It's in reverse. When the Chariot's in reverse, something could feel like it was in motion and it's being stopped. Now, the Chariot ideally is these two creatures of universe, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, that are supposed to take you. You're not really supposed to control the Chariot. That you're supposed to let universe do universe and take you where it wants to, right? So when you were moving someplace and it stopped, and we have an awareness now of something we couldn't have before, that universe wants to kind of give us this gift, this cup of love. It's funny, Capricorns the extended for the earth signs are up for members, by the way. When you're a member, you get all 12 extended. It's just part of the package at any level. This is almost like a slow turn, and it's a cardinal sign, but it's almost a realization that something that was good for you was there all along, and where you thought you wanted to go, you stopped, and universe is possibly halting that too. Also, with the Chariot in reverse, this really, really gives me they were there all the time. Like, you don't have to go looking for this. This person is not at a distance. They are not geographically at a distance. They are not out of contact in a distance. Like, this was like, duh. Now, does it have to be love? It could be, you know, I have a friend who's a Libra, and somebody once said something to me about him. And I didn't fact check at that time in my life. I just went, okay, got it. F-boy, don't want anything to do with him. Wouldn't get into a friendship because I would think that was going to go one place only. And plus, I'm just not going to sit there and pretend that I don't know, right? And then because of other things, we had a mutual friend. You all don't need to know that. But we ended up talking when one of our mutual friends passed. Not the one that said anything. And holy cow, they were wrong, right? And this could be the friend that, like, you avoided, you wanted nothing to do with, you possibly, this could be a job, but it is something where you were so sure you wanted something and you were unable to see what was right there all the time. Either in a beautiful friendship and somebody that you could have been friends with for longer, but whatever got in your way at the time. Now he's one of my favorite people. I probably talk to him on the phone more than anybody else, but I tease him all the time. We could have had this friendship for years, but I thought that you blankety blank with, you know, a blank. So I was like, no. This is literally, this could be friends, this could be job, but it definitely could be relationship. It depends. You want to know the other card that came out with it for, like, where the situation can go, where you might be at, what you'll be open to? It's the Ten of Pentacles. It's the happy ending card. This is my favorite card in the deck. This is literally some kind of wonderful. This is literally all of a sudden you could see what, you know, and this was a conversation I had with a client last night, was that sometimes we're just not ready to hear things because it's not safe. Your brain will do what your brain needs to do to keep you safe. Your soul will do what it needs to do to, like, let you absorb whatever lessons and growth you need to absorb. And sometimes we get frustrated or we look back and we go, oh, you know, I could have been friends with them the whole time. I'm absolutely positive too. Something else would have gotten in the way. And we're older and it's such an easy friendship, right? And so you can't shame the part of you that couldn't see what was being offered when you weren't ready. Now you are ready. This is a big you are ready because it has stability now. I don't know whether this is a job, whether this is like, oh, we could have been doing something together, or this is the friend that you're going to be friends until death do you part. This is your people. One way or another, whatever this brought in, this is your people because it brings Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. We're talking a minimum of 10 years of happiness and stability in whatever relationship, friendship, work, love. Let's see where they're at with this. Right? Lenny Kravitz. Maybe I'm Lenny Kravitz's Four of Cups and he doesn't realize I am right here. And I am funny. And I'm down with this. We can go scarf shopping. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. I'm only 5'5". I mean, not that I would care. It's Lenny Kravitz. I could be 5'10", and I'd be like, this works. Hold on. I'm out of hand today. Okay. I could maybe do a contest based on did anyone see my pajama pants, because I'm very much still wearing. I'm still even wearing my 5 more minutes. Today was a crazy morning. I was up too late. Okay. So what's interesting is you have the Queen of Swords. Or they have the Queen of Swords. They think that you are truthful. They think that you are no bullshit. And they think that maybe at some point, especially if this is Libra energy, depending on where your Mercury is. If your Mercury is in Virgo or your Mercury is in Scorpio, they might have thought that like you just landed that truth a little too harsh. Maybe you didn't like them. Maybe whatever made you not be able to see them as an option for a friend, for a partner of some sort. They now see you as just like, oh, this person is trustworthy. This person is honest. I'm not going to have to like take their word salad and try to make sense out of it or project into, you know, like I often say, when you all get into a super happy relationship, you might watch this channel for other reasons, but you're not watching tarot because you know what your partner's thinking, because you don't have to go to somebody else. I am a third-party translator. That's the truth of it, right? Like, let's just be honest for a minute. Hi, Shinglefall. And so this feels, the communication is so good and they love how honest you are. Bonjour, Tina. I love, love, love this for you, Libra. The more honest you are in situations, it's going to attract in things that are going to bring you just incredible happiness and stability. I don't know how we're going to beat this reading. We started out with this reading. I don't know how we're going to beat that. Are we doing 2027? Trying to get to Europe so I can go visit Tina and Annika and May and Anya. April, I text you. I think we were ships in the night. Love you back. I'll try again after this is over, babe. Yes, but I am food language friendly in France and in Europe. And I know that lunch is petit déjeuner. Little dinner. Isn't that the cutest way to say lunch? Okay. Scorpio. How are you doing? It looks like you're trying to avoid disaster. I feel like these cards in this deck. Oh, I will. There'll be a Disney trip in there too, because there are some things that Paris Disney, I like, including some like Marvel stuff. The kids and I are gonna need to explore. I actually took a little French. So maybe if I put it on like the Duolingo, I would be okay. I got 2 years, right? 2.5. I'm trying to take Juan with us, right? Get on a big boat. Start in England and move over. He thinks I'm crazy. This deck was so good to us for Libra. I'm sticking with it. I love in France there's a boulangerie or patisserie. So it's not a bakery where you can either get bread or cake. You're either getting cake or bread in one of the specialty. Maybe it's not like that as much anymore, but okay. Scorpio. You're trying to leave one thing before another thing is completely done, maybe? Can I get like a, yep, that's me. One is family. And you're all his children. I can literally hear him going, oh, no. Oh my God. Sorry for the replay viewers. All I could say is if you ever get the chance to come to a chat, when I tell you that this community is funny, what's going on in the chat right now. I don't mean to interrupt your reading. So Scorpio, we have the Judgment in reverse. So like, you know, but you're not using what you know to deal with the situation. I mean, you're Scorpio, you know, right? So like, but I don't see you using the information, but you have the Fool. So you're like ready to like cut loose before something is completely closed up, right? Because like that's the card. It's 20. It's like closing a whole book, but it's upside down. So like, you know, the book has to be closed. You know that chapter's got to be closed. All the chapters in that book have to be closed. You know that you should be done with it, but you're leaving a little something, and I don't know why. Now listen, Scorpio is smart as hell. Yeah, I mean, we give the Mercury run sign and Aquarius run signs a lot of credit for being intelligent, and they are. But do not sleep on the intelligence of Scorpio. They are hella smart. I mean, 8th house placements also, it rules psychology, right? And so, you know, it's the kid, and I'm laughing because I literally knew this person. And I have Pluto on my ascendant. So it's the kid who may hang out at the handball courts or not be where they need to be at school, or cut class all the time because they identify with their wounds and they'd rather be with the other wounded people, which are usually the people that cut class and everything. I'm old. They were known as delinquents when I was little, when I was young, and I possibly perused, socialized, and were one of them for 1 year in high school. Got in a lot of trouble, did a lot of detention, did some pass room. But me and my other friends, and 3 of them were Scorpio, could go to class 3 times that month, make it to the test, and get an A. Scorpios are smart. And I know you would never take a golden retriever and a Scorpio and be like, yeah, same energy. But I want you to think of like Eddie Munson from Stranger Things, if you can. Juan, because he hasn't watched, you sadly will not understand this. But that is the golden retriever, like wounded gamer boy. Wasn't a gamer boy when I was young, but like that energy. Golden retrievers are nice to look at. And when they love you hard. They are so smart. They are smart enough to play dumb. So they have to do very little, or else we would be making them do tricks and all kinds of stuff, right? So a lot of golden retrievers are smart enough to play dumb They do what they got to do to get by. Right? Scorpio is smart in so many ways. If you, that is my TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on Scorpio. I called them golden retrievers and delinquents, and I also called them super smart, and I know that they are not mad at me right now. Okay. There's a reason you're leaving something undone and moving forward. I don't know what it is, but your anxiety might have something to do with it. This might be about moving in silence. This might be about moving in silence. You know, which Scorpio will do. I know, I think I got Allison wandered into the community and then she brought in Tina. I really appreciate when you guys do that. We had a big boost in subscribers last week into this week. And I know that's all you guys. Hey, we're like 30 or less away from our 1,000, and I'm gonna keep my, and that goes to the replay viewers. If you're listening to this, if you're in earshot and you're subscribed, there will be a private Zoom party. And please subscribe if you're watching the videos, because I know most people that are watching the videos are actually not subscribed when you look at the analytics. But I promised a long time ago that when I got to 1,000, I would do a private like block party Zoom party. I will do that. I can have up to 100 people on my Zoom, and if I have to do 2 different dates, we will. And I'm from New York. I know how to throw a block party. It'll be fun. Okay. Scorpio. The last time I did Scorpio's reading, when I did it for the month, when I did Scorpio's monthly reading, and I want to say 2 weeks ago, there has been a theme with universe is like, take the love, dummy. And I keep telling a joke about the guy that almost drowned, and then when, you know, boats and everything, and then he got up and said, why you let me drown? He said, I send you a boat and a helicopter and everything else, you dummy, right? You're leaving something. You're doing it quietly, because I feel like whoever you're dealing with, woof, and I almost don't blame you. You're smart. There's a reason you're doing that. Then we have that lovely 8 of Swords, anxiety. Your own thoughts are keeping you trapped in something, like you're doing this and you might be doing it and doing it scared anyway. But here comes the 4 of Cups again, but this time it's in the upright. And you're like, all I'm good for is sitting in this chair in the debauchery that is in my mind. But really, universe is like, Ace of Cups. Whatever this is that you're like, toodaloo, motherfucker. I love Ken John. How do you not love him? You're willing, you are like, I believe that this is your motivation. You're willing to leap because you energetically know this is there, but your anxiety is keeping you here when you know this is there. Once again, because I guess universe wants my Scorpio community to know, your guides passed my guides a note and gem. They passed it to me, and they want me to pass it to you, to take the love, dummy. Your anxiety. Don't make me quote George Clooney again. Oh my goodness. I still can't get over that. Dr. Ken Jeong is, we love it. He makes me cry all the time on the damn show because he's such a beautiful human. Shauna. We were talking about it this morning. Like, it's still so wild that we're like, you asked a question. She asked a question. It was live. She did a super chat. She asked a question. And what she asked was not the cards I gave. I got some cards for that answer. And I also got this other thing. And I know by now that whether it makes sense to me or whether it feels like I'm not answering what somebody asked, I say it. Because it's not for me to judge. It's not about me. I'm a conduit. And here comes this man for Shauna. Like, she was in the middle of kind of a crisis and like asking about that and how was that going to go. And I was like, okay, so that's going to go A, B, and C. Also, there's somebody here. And how we described him is how he showed up. Amazing. Like the whole passing the note and gym thing works. And if you're reading cards for other people, if you have any Virgo energy, if you are so worried about being wrong, I have to tell you, the second that you let go of you being wrong and you realize that, like, it's not, you're the conduit, right? And they're going to show you things that you understand to give somebody else a message. So, like, if you're scared to pull cards for somebody, if you're scared, you can't, because you don't want to look dumb or you don't want to be wrong or you don't want to, like, give somebody guidance based on something, at some point you have to give in and trust that your guides and their guides have everyone's best interest. Your guides love you. They have one job, and it's you. You have to vibe with the reader, whether that's an astrological reader or a metaphysical reader, practitioner. You have to vibe with them. If, you know, use yourself like a human pendulum. If, you know, some people, I'm not a jar Nutella. Some people will not vibe with me, and then they shouldn't trust that. Period. The end. You know, but if you're vibing with somebody, and that's not just me, there's plenty of good practitioners out there, then everybody's just got to trust that the end timing is really wonky. But, right? If I was like, well, I'm not going to say that because I'm going to look like an idiot. That's not what she asked. I cannot wait. Okay. Sagittarius. Okay. So you also got Judgment as your first card out, but yours is in the uprights. So this Judgment card is a little fatalistic, but this feels like if Woody has gone straight to the police. Like, so we have some kind of like ascending. I hate that whole thing. But, and some kind of falling, right? So you could feel the weight of your decision making right now. This is not the normal, like, it doesn't have the three trumpeters. It's not like the past, the present, the future. So you could be feeling the weight of your decision making. Sag, 9th house placements. And could you just drop like whatever sign we're doing now in for people who are coming in? Thank you. And we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, this is a really interesting Wheel of Fortune. So everybody's got their hands on the table, right? Everybody is working together. So you might be in a situation where like whatever was working with other people is not working. You're going to have to find a turn. The thing about the wheel is Wheel of Fortune and the world. They're both spheres. They both rotate. We have so much power. Yes, even in this limited meat suit, we have so much power. And so you can turn the Wheel of Fortune, right? You may want to turn it without one of these people adjacent anymore. This could be about who you trusted and what you feel like, like the scene from The Office where they all think D'Angelo is great. D'Angelo is played by Will Ferrell, and it is hilarious. And at some point they all look at Jim and Dwight look at each other and go, Uh-oh. It's that uh-oh moment, right? And like, okay, so now I have to move this wheel, but let me stop it for a second and figure out how I get this person off, because I don't want them on my wheel anymore. I don't want them at the table. I don't want them at the meeting. Right? I got to figure out how to get them. And sometimes, not all the times, depends on the other placement. Some Sages can do conflict avoidance. Yeah, not suns as much as risings and moons. I find it also depends on where all the placements are. But again, similar to Scorpio, I think that there is like a where Scorpio didn't have a pause, but they were doing part of it in silence. Their pause is their own pause, not like a universal pause. Your pause here is to say, okay, let's figure out how to not reinvent the wheel, but reinvent how we keep that wheel spinning, that wheel of fortune. Okay, 9 of Wands. Something or someone you feel protective of. Passionately. You're going to passionately protect. And to be honest, this card has a little family on it. The Emperor. This is the energy you're moving into. Being the CEO, and this is such a Jupiterian looking Emperor. Sometimes I don't like the Emperors. They look like a-holes that have too much ego issues. And he's got the world at his feet, quite literally. Sagittarius placements, 9th house placements, knowing that you can turn this wheel without the other people attached to it. You're Sagittarius and you know things. If you feel like right now the decisions you make are big, trust that. If you have Sag moon, especially, trust yourself. Absolutely. There's something you're wanting to protect, and I think through the protection of others, because Sagittarius, again, depending on the other placements and all their early environments, Sagittarius can tend to be like, want to see everybody win, and sometimes they're too nice. Again, I have a friend that's a Sag sun and a Pisces moon, and I'm like, oh my God, the lack of boundaries, because you're trying to make everybody win and you're trying to be nice to everybody, right? And then the hurt that follows. So it's going to be out of protection, probably of somebody close to you, either your partner or your partner and the rest of your family, or somebody you see as family, and that you don't do it out of selfishness. It's almost like you feel like the CEO position would be like, that's too much. But that you are going to be protective, and out of complete passion and want and love, you are going to be so protective of something. You're going to find yourself walking into that Emperor energy with the kind of the world at your feet. He's got, looks like Travis Kelce. Can you guys see that? I really kind of want to take a picture of him and put him on the community board later. He straight up looks like Travis Kelce, even the smile. So like, yeah. Protecting the family unit, protecting what you love willingly brings you into this very beautiful position, Sagittarius. You just have to get that person off your wheel. You have to get, there's one or two. There's one or two. Let's just pull one card, because I'm not really seeing anything for love here. Let's just pull one card for what they have for Sag for love. Ace of Pentacles. So if you have Sag placements, you know, there'll be what, a Sagittarius full moon. Is that the end of May? I'm trying to think in my brain right now. You could be getting keys to something. That this is a great card to get for love life. So the beginning of something stable. It's an ace. So universe is kind of like sanctioning this and encouraging it and giving it to you. This is, I mean, she's got keys in her hand. She's sitting happy as a clam outside this house. It's funny because it's this card almost looks very Taurus-y to me, between her dress and the lush grass and the idea that like this is a home, this is comfort. So it makes me feel like whatever's coming in for Sag this way, this will maybe come around Taurus time, or maybe the end of May, the beginning of Gemini season, we'll see a Sagittarius full moon. So in that area. I am loving these readings today. Venus square Uranus. You're going to be getting a lot of, sorry for the hard banging. You're going to be getting a lot of what needs to be let free. So there's no more puppet strings and rules on you, and like living your true best liberated life, which is going to bring you, that's the hard thing to do. Sometimes the right choice is not the easy choice. Sometimes the easy choice is the thing that keeps us kind of stagnant. Any stagnation between the last quarter Sagittarius moon this weekend especially, and I want you to think about it like a domino, just setting the other dominoes slowly, right? This Sagittarius moon in a last quarter phase squaring that, because that's what's going to be squaring in that last quarter phase with Pisces, and that Aquarius Venus squaring that Taurus Venus sign run but Uranus, and then Venus and the Uranus co-ruled sign, right? So lots of things kind of like shaking up, so things can go back in place. Please go find the weekend energy on either the Clock app or Facebook. There's a bit of it on on the gram, but like they're not 6-minute video friendly. But I go into the details. And I'm getting email after email from clients of people I said, they're still in your energy, there's delays, they're not out, like that door is not closed. And so far, 3 or 4 since Thursday emails about like, oh my God, I heard from this person, or this person did this. Like, it's real. All right, let's look at Capricorn. Let's give these a good shuffle. Let's move over to a different deck. I'm feeling these. Okay. And then we'll do Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And then I'm just going to pull quick love cards for Aries through Libra, which we did last week. And we'll give away a reading. How's that? Okay. Capricorn, things may have felt a little stressed and difficulty. Hi, Rose. For a while, you've been trying to, Capricorns have gifts. I know they seem like such a grounded, stable, practical, pragmatic, and Capricorn. I remember when I used to run the weekend tarot when it was on Friday, and I used to say whatever the most commented sign that was watching the collective readings, would win the extra bonus love reading the next week. And I was shocked 3 times it was Capricorn, because it's hard to find like a Capricorn. It's harder to find. They're not usually the first one at a tarot reading because they can be a little bit pragmatic. But the ones who are open, that have some Sag, and are open-minded to this, are just, when they learn, whoo, think about it. If you have somebody who has Sag and Capricorn, which a lot of people will, if they have one or the other, they'll probably have a little of both. You are talking about the 2 teachers of astrology, right? We're talking about Saturn and Jupiter. So Jupiter might give them the knowledge. I'm Sagittarius and I know things, right? They might bless them with the knowledge, but Capricorn's going to make that knowledge work. They're going to self-actualize any of that divine information that's coming in. So you have, this is to an end, that 10 of Swords, this is done. In fact, the last hit is not even coming for you because of the illustration on this card. And that is because you have been harnessing like how you know things and harnessing those 2 teachers. The Magician is a manifester, and they know how to make manifestations. They know how to make, let's say, magic with a K. They know how to use their intuition, put it to work for them, literally, Capricorn, right? Well, some people will be like, that's so cool, right? There's the people that save all the videos. I'm talking, you know who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to you right now, please leave me a comment. There's the people that save the videos on all the apps. Save. And like, you know, maybe have 200-300 saved, but they're not actually going back and using the information. Saturn's not doing that. Capricorn's not doing that. Capricorn's going to then utilize, right? So even when you have a Capricorn that is down with the woo-woo, they are going to take that woo-woo and work it. Holy cow, right? So you manifested the end of something that needed to end. So it's not just ending because of external circumstances, like poof, that's over now. You're not sitting and letting that happen to you. You're like, this is done. So, and we have the Ace of Cups. These kind of flew out together. Let's clarify this Ace of Cups for you. So this is, again, I picked another deck because we keep getting the same cards. So let me make sure it's not because maybe now I've like, you know, this is a thin card. Maybe I bent the cards too much from too much shuffling in one sitting. I tend to change up my cards, as you know. Yeah, shifting to jumping. They're going to watch the video that explains the whole CIA document about how to shift timelines. They're going to watch through. They're going to watch it again, and they're going to practice it. Their Saturn makes them put it to work. Where a lot of us are going to watch the video and go, that's really cool. Let me go do the 12 other things that I have to finish. Yeah. I have a lot of flaws. I try not to make denial one of them. It's never helpful. There's so many videos about that. But right. Okay, so balance. I cannot tell you how this makes the most sense for Capricorn out of all the other placements and 10th house placements. And if you are new to my community, first of all, welcome, and I appreciate you. Second of all, if you're new to my community, and if you're old to my community, if you're, you know, one of my day ones, I apologize, you're about to hear this for the millionth time. I lovingly call Capricorn, because people say that Aquarians are the humanitarians and Capricorns are all about business and whatever else. No, Capricorns are humanitarians. They save people one person at a time, one project at a time. When they meet you, they want to grow you bigger. They want to show you what you can do with your Saturn. They want to show you how to self-actualize. And that feeds them. They're still a big mush. They are a creme brulee side. They are one of my creme brulee side. They look crusty on the outside. Mushy as that is to protect the warm, gooey center. Period. The end. I have a brother with a Capricorn moon. I mean, trust and believe. They can kind of look sometimes a little crusty or stoic. Once you get through that, he's a different person at work. His work brother. I'm not going to say his first name. And then there is, oh my God, mush brother, right? And so, and it's funny because even in my niece's chart, he shows up as the moon in her 4th house. And that they're like, they're each other's person, right? Loves all his kids, but there's just like that soft spot. And so if we have this situation is you being Captain Save-A-Ho, which is my loving nickname for Capricorn, right? So one at a time, you are saving humanity, and there was somebody that you're like, I am done. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I swear the extended reading was like that too. For members. So if the earth signs are up, I will have at least another whole sign up by the end of today. And then the Ace of Cups with, what is that? What is that, Capricorn? That is the 2 of Pentacles. Now, some people would want the 2 of Cups. Nope. Balance. I'm going to get back what I give. What is this, right? Capricorn can have a hard time finding a partner that will put in the work to the relationship, the work into each other, the investment. They will invest themselves in you. A Capricorn will invest themselves in you. That's why when you don't do anything with their hard work and investment, they're going to get a little salty. And you will know. You'll get that other side of Capricorn and you will know. I'm TF out of here, right? The universe wants to bring you a cup of love that is actually balance for you. Balance, not you. And I say this all the time in client sessions. The thing, especially Capricorn moons, even as Capricorns are caretakers, they're usually either taking care of themselves or others as way younger than they should have to. They take on responsibility and they become kind of a parent at a way younger age, whether that was taking care of themselves, other siblings, some way. Even if they're the youngest, they don't even have to be the oldest, right? And so that caretaker, that's how their brain is wired. That's how their nervous system is wired. That's how their heart is wired. So they tend to find people that need them. This time you find an actual, that is partnership for Capricorn. That makes me so happy. I said what I said about Capricorn. I don't like sign shaming. And I find that the things that people tend to shame or make fun of the signs with are things that are actually the other side of their best quality. The Aries moon in me, the advocate in me, wants to like change all of that. I'll say that again. I feel like the things that pop astrology or people who take their personal experience with signs and put it into their professional astrology, which that's like against the code of ethics. We're not supposed to do that. I think that often what you hear signs get shamed for are it's the other side of their best quality. All right, Aquarius. Hey, James, how are ya? Just so you know, the evolutionary members, so not the Astros or the nerds, you guys are really close to getting your Zoom, the day ones, because we are past the 4-month mark. So I think you got 6 weeks till you get the notification that you're 6 months in, your badge will change. and you will get an email from me, and you'll be able to get one of the forms that month and pick one of the Zooms or the, because so like if you join membership, which I don't know if it's anywhere on the page when I'm live. I just don't, because I'm in my end of the back end of things. But if you join, hi Alexa, if you join even at the $2.99 level, which is the first level, the evolutionary membership, you get all 12 extendeds. You get into the Discord chat, which just means you don't need me to be doing all of this. Y'all can talk to each other, the Discord 24/7, and it's great. I love watching that happen. There's a couple of other perks. You take polls for the extended. So after the monthlies are done, you guys decide what you want me to look more into, and you get all 12 extendeds. But when you are in for 6 months, then you get one of the Zooms or the live stream. You could pick, I would pick a Zoom if I were you, where we do personal chart reads for whatever the astrological event is that we are picking that month. And I give you a choice of 3 astrological events. So like if you ever got a ton of mutable energy or Pisces energy, some people might want the new moon in Pisces this month, and some people might have a ton of cardinal energy or a ton of Libra energy or air energy, and they want to look at the full moon in Libra. So you're not bogged to what I pick. You guys pick. I let the members run the membership, really. But so once you're in for 6 months, then you get one of the, you get a perk at 6 months and 12 months. There's, I like to, I did that in my old business. You reward loyalty. You don't just reward new people. So I just saw James and I thought about that because I saw like your thing on the membership the other day, and I was like, oh, but he's one of the ones getting close to that 6 month mark. Okay. Alexa, good to see you. And hi, Flower Beauty. If I didn't say hi to you, it's literally because I didn't see it. Okay, Aquarius, you also have the Chariot in reverse. Listen, I changed decks and we're still getting the same cards. The energy, again, we have the 4 planets in Pisces. We have 2 in Taurus and a whole bunch in Aquarius, and the moon in Sag. And again, the moon is squaring the sun. The moon is also like, it's in that last quarter. It's not in a first quarter square. It's in a last quarter square. So, well, Sag is a moon that can make you feel really social. Being in a last quarter moon, maybe not make you feel as social. And the squares with the Venus and Uranus is shaking things up. So, yes, we have energy other places, but the 2 things that are happening this week are so prominent and so strong that I feel like they are running the cards. So even changing decks, we're still getting the same card. All right, Aquarius, you also got the Chariot in reverse. Something is making you, universe is like, halt, stop. Also, something might be closer than you think. And we have, don't get worried or upset about this card because I'll explain it in a second. We have the Devil. I can hear the Sam Smith song about the body shop or whatever that is. Look at this card. Or I can hear praise. If you know, you know. He came upside down. He's upside down. So when the Devil is upside down, the Devil in the upright for me is self-sabotaging behaviors. It's not an evil person. It's not an evil energy. Homie, don't play that. When it's in reverse, it is undoing self-sabotaging behaviors. So before you could move forward, you were working on something, and universe was like, all right, hold up. because they're doing some really deep work. They are like doing stuff. And this happens all the time in client sessions where like we work on something really, really slowly. And then there's just a 180. And that's because the client was able to see, hear, know, feel, have experiences that makes things change overnight. Right? They feel like they're in the same cycle so long. And a lot of times too, when we're looking at only external circumstances about why we're in the cycle, this is somebody who is taking so much accountability. Like this is the most beautiful card for me, the Devil in reverse, because it means you are looking at something, Aquarius, that for whatever reason, you were unable. The devil is not somebody who's an asshole. The devil is not somebody who does shitty things to people on purpose. The devil is somebody who's just a little bit stuck in their own way. And if you find me a human that has never been stuck in their own way ever in their life, I will show you an alien, because I will be like, bet that's not a human being, because no human being goes the whole life without being in their own way once or twice. 5, 10, 11, 12 times, which is why I do what I do. I want to help other people not take as long as I did. So when we have this and this, universe is like, halt. Also, anything, Aquarius, that you've been wanting to pull into your life, that you've been wanting to, I have chills. Anything, Aquarius, that you want to make a concrete thing in your life that's been a dream, a wish, right? All of you are the water bearer, taking all the knowledge that you've got, right? From that first house to the 10th house, all of those subject matters, all of that knowledge, and now you're pouring it out. And there's something here about distrust and feeling a little mind, down, and really tapping into that Aquarian energy and letting it flow. This has so much channeling, this reading, for some reason, Aquarians. Maybe it's because Pluto's in your sign. But there's big changes. And it's like you were always changing, and you were always looking at yourself, and you were always holding yourself accountable, but something is clicking or something is moving this. And it's almost like universe said, we're not moving them any further, but also stuff may just be closer than you think. And when I say stuff, I mean the happy ending. Now I want to cry. I don't know what I'm feeling for Aquarius, and I don't even want to look at the chat because I don't even want anything influenced from what I'm just getting and channeling right now. I want to cry. It feels like the happy ending that at some point in life you felt like, for whatever reason, I just don't get that. And I would rather live happy and without expectation, which is a very Aquarian thing to do, and find joy in other things. And whatever it is that you think is so much closer with that Chariot in reverse. Don't forget that's a major arcana. And again, this is a beautiful representation of the Chariot card, the yang, the light, the dark. And she's relaxed. She is letting universe take her where it's going. So when this is upside down, that's not you stopping the Chariot. That means something is closer than you think, because Chariot can often mean at a distance. But I don't think this is physical distance. I think this is, if things have felt out of reach or far away, I think that is what is closer. Whew. Two major arcana. These aren't little changes. These aren't little rewards either. Don't forget that the devil is Capricorn and Capricorn is Saturnian. And so let me just put it this way. I always say Saturn brings us either consequences or Saturn brings us consequences. They can either feel like reprimand, like a reprimand, because we didn't self-actualize, we weren't responsible to something, or it can feel like a big reward. Because Saturn also doles out rewards. Just depends on how you work your Saturn, right? So this is reprimand. This is consequence of not being, you know, responsible to your Saturn. This is actually Devil in reverse is the reward part. Feels like the rewards are closer because of all the reasons I already said. After Pisces, I'm going to start pulling cards for Aries through Virgo, just love cards. Okay, it resonates so much. Good. We're always all in our own way, though, James, you know? That's what I said. If you bring me somebody who says, I've never been in my own way, I've never been stuck. Those are the same people I talk about in the full moon when the check engine light goes on big in whatever house that full moon and they go, la, 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 can't see you. It's never helpful. Aquarius. I just got done saying I wanted to cry because I feel like in comes the rewards that are closer than you think because of the work you've done with yourself. However, this is doubling down on that because we have, it's time. My hangman in reverse, if you know, you know, it's time, right? You're getting out of unstuck. Out of unstuck. Everything in reverse for you, which is such a Uranian, wonky, we don't play by the rules Aquarius reading. I am living for it. And Eight of Pentacles, whatever this is, if it's love, if it's work, if it's the house, like maybe you've had debt issues or maybe you've had like instability with jobs just because the place is closed down, or health issues, or you had to leave to help fit something, right? Whatever this is now, everything is going to start feeling easy. It's time. Everything's closer than you think. There's rewards. Woo, Aquarius. Let's take one card for love. This 2 resonates so much. Good, 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 good. That felt so channeled. I didn't even want to look at the comments. When I look off to the side, it was funny. I was watching John Edwards live the other night. He's actually on the Clock app. It's just incredible to hear him speak. I have so much respect for him. That's a man with a lot of integrity around his gifts. Hold that thought about John Edwards. I asked for a love card and I keep saying there's something that you felt like wasn't available to you. Like you can have all this other joy, no more expectations. And I mentioned trust issues. If this reading is for love, if that resonates for you, this is about healing your broken heart. This situation is going to be, and I never remember the damn name of the Japanese art of taking broken vase pieces and putting them back together with gold, which reinforces it, makes it more beautiful, takes the broken pieces, and that's what I am feeling. And again, I want to cry, so I'm going to put this card up because I'm making the ugly cry face and holding it back. So somebody is going to come along and just kind of run their finger over your wounds and fill it in with gold, or this situation does. But, you know, it's not the somebody. You did this by doing this work. You know, Aquarius is also the sign of hopes and wishes and long-term plans and dreams. Kintsugi, right? Yes, I love it. And I've been posting about that way before I was doing this. It's funny when I find my really old posts from my personal Facebook, I'm constantly saving the pictures or saving the post and then putting them up on my now. and it's nice to have a reminder that even when sometimes physically in my world I wasn't here, that I was there spiritually. I was there in my heart. But I big fan of that. He does. All right. Pisces, how you doing? The Mercury has moved. Sun is separating. It's walking away. The energy is less like woohoo from Saturn, and Mercury has walked away from the Sun. So we have the Sun walking away from Saturn, Mercury walking. So are they still conjunct? Technically, yes, but separating energy tends to have a little less kapow than applying energy. So, and the Sun can't be applying to Mercury because Mercury is now going to move past the Sun. It moves faster. And then we have Neptune, but we are going to have some Neptune Mars, Neptune Venus, and Neptune Sun coming up. Neptune Sun is, I want to say it's the 22nd or the 17th. It might be St. Patrick's Day. Oh, careful with yourself on St. Patrick's Day. Because if Neptune Sun wasn't... Where's the decision making? Not a lot of clarity about stuff. It could be beautiful too, but I don't love it on a day that's like, yay, drinking. Just saying. Yeah, it might be the one year that you want to just kind of like have more wits about you, because it already is going to be foggy. You thought I meant wasabi? Wasabi is not a... I'm sure you know what wasabi is, but... Okay. You're on ready. You want to work, Pisces, right? Something is working and something is going to come along that's going to be like... It's going to lead to something. Like the effort you put in will be the effort, paid off, right? The 8 of Pentacles leads to the 9 of Pentacles. You will be able to reap the rewards from whatever this project is, whether that's you working on yourself, you working at a job, a new job, I can feel for some of you. But because things have been maybe not as steady, especially with Neptune running through your sign and other things, you're kind of on ready. 5 of Swords is like, you won. You have all the tools you need, right? But you're like, but I wish an MFer would, right? Because I'll still be ready. So I don't know if you're like, this is good. It's going to lead to something. I don't know that you're relaxed about it. I was going to say before, John Edwards, I tend to like look this way or like look up or just like, now I don't close my eyes to see things. My eyes are open when I see things. And he said that in the office, and he showed us on his camera where he like practices, where he works and where he does his channeling, that he literally has it's like squares, but there's like a blank, and when he stares at the blank space. So I'm constantly looking for like what part of the wall is blank, because I can see better with my eyes open that way. I guess if you know, you know, but I felt very validating when I heard, okay, John Edwards does that. So that makes me feel a little less crazy for how like I look around for like blank spaces in a room. So I can see better with my eyes open, but things that aren't there. Wabi sabi. Okay. I don't have my old people glasses on, so I did not read that correctly. Okay. Let's see what... Let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles for Pisces. Then we're going to pull love cards for Aries through. So, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. We'll get a love card drawn. And then we'll give away a reading. Pisces, for some of you, this is going to be painfully slow. Now listen, some Pisces energy, some water energy. I'm a Cancer. I have a Pisces North Node. I have Pluto on my ascendant. I feel qualified out of love to say what I'm about to say. Water signs, and Pisces notwithstanding, along with a little torture to make sure that they know that they're alive, and a little pain and a little empathy and a little commiserating with other people and finding the other people that they can help because they know what it's like to need help, right? And they're flowy with their emotions, to create the highlights in that reel of life. They like to fall in love, and they like to fall in love a little fast. So I want to say it was last week, and I laughed because it was like somebody was going to come in for Cancer, and like, you might have not been that interested, but then they were going to eventually come in and make you weak in the knees, brown chicken, brown cow, panty dropping. All of a sudden you're thinking about them like that. And then they turn into the Knight of Pentacles and like, we're going to sit on this. Because they are there for a long time, not a good time. Right? But it would be torturous to finally get, because Cancers you don't get to the panties before you get to their loyalty, their brain, and their heart, right? So like that's just not, I mean, it could be, depends on their placements, but a lot of Cancers, it's just not. And it's not even a matter of like morality or anything like that. There's no judgment on who, everybody's, do whatever's healthy for you. I don't care as long as everyone's consenting. There's no judgment on that. It's the fact that like, good luck getting them to want to, unless you can hit those three spots. It's not about like, oh, I'll be a bad person unless I'm in love. It's not even about that. They won't want it. It's all connected. The Wonkavator. Very complicated buttons on the Cancer. So with Pisces, it could be the same, but Pisces with that Neptunian thing, right? Likes a little love. Likes to fall in love, doesn't mind falling in love fast, right? And sometimes this has not worked out. I think that you, the Pisces energy, the 12th house energy, have shared with said person that you've had disappointments, that people rush and fall in love with you and then don't follow through. I think you have had the existential conversation. I will say this and I will die on this hill. If you want to find somebody to sit on the kitchen counter with you in a big t-shirt or pajamas at 3 a.m. and have the most incredible existential, meaningful conversation, go find you a Pisces. I think that you have had, because it would be uncharacteristic of you. Scorpio's not going to tell everybody about they're going to hold back and wait before they reveal anything. But a Pisces, 12th house energies, they're going to have the existential, and they're not going to say it so that you pity them. They're just sharing their experience because that brings the humanity closer, right? Your person heard you. They are going to slow. We got lots of pentacles. We have slow movement. Now, you may still be on the ready, but I'm promising you, whatever this is, it's going to work. There's going to be results from this. But that person is like, you're not going to be ghosting me. You're not going to self-sabotage this. You're not going to run or get disinterested because you're so on ready for me to be another disappointment. So I'm going to go nice and slow. We're going to do this slowly so that you don't feel the, oh shit, let me bail before they screw me over. Show me the lie, Pisces. What's that song? Like a ghost, I'll be gone. They are beautiful, sensitive, wonderful creatures that are creative and are responsible for so much of the joy and the beauty and the art. And they are often not taken seriously because sometimes their boundaries could be better, but they have so much empathy for other people. They try not to shut people out. They try to hear everybody, and sometimes that gets them hurt. So after a pattern of this, they might be a pro ghoster. They might be a pro, let's sabotage this before. But this person really fucking listened to you. When you had that conversation, when you told them your hopes and your fears, they are moving slow because they would rather move slow because they see also the potential in this working, and it's going to. It's going to. But they're like, I'm going to move so slow. Okay. There's something you may need to process. That might be your own sense of I've given my, you know, if a Pisces loves you, they're not going to love you a little bit. Pisces are brilliant. They understand things like quantum physics, and they are the people that'll be like, you know, this is all just molecular weight. And so like we can merge into each other. Like Pisces understands the cosmos and the universe so well. So if they have given all of themselves, they give all of themselves in a way that other people would not leave themselves that unprotected, quite frankly, to give that much of themselves. And they do it effortlessly. Again, this can lead to hurt. I got a 5 of Cups and a Page of Cups in reverse. I think this person is waiting to fully see you grieve things. I think right now they are in love with your brightness and your Pisces energy, and it's beautiful and it's lovely and it's magical. But they also see the sadness behind your eyes. There is a saying, and I've often posted it on my like Instagram or whatever on the Suzzy Evolutionary, but like, you know, stick with people who can see, like, understand your silence, and see the sadness behind your smile, that kind of thing. This person does. They're here. They're here. This is gonna work. Let me remind you. You may pull back a tiny bit at some point. They know this. They kind of get there's something you have to grieve or process. And it's still going to work, Pisces. All right, let's just get one card for the outcome of this. It's hard not to see this as love. Of course, it could be job stuff, Knight of Pentacles, right? And you might think that you got a job, and then it might feel like you don't hear back from anyone. And then you're sad because you feel like you didn't get the job. And here comes the Chariot. After you process, you're just going to relax and let universe take this where it's going to go. This person's going to reinstate trust for you. Woo! Now I'm reading the comments. I try not to read the comments in the middle. One, because it distracts me. It pulls me out of the channeling. But, all right. Let's pull love cards for Aries through. I got all my love cards here. Then we'll give away a reading. If you're a nerd or an Astro member, you have an email. And if you filled it out before 9 a.m. Eastern this morning, please email me because I forgot to put a place for your name. Don't know why I did that. I was so concentrating on all the other questions being right. Let's get a card for Aries. Ooh, Aries. It is. I did a reading for an Aries rising yesterday. And Aries, Cardinal, fire signs, March and April is going to come in and change things. And that solar eclipse is going to be wild. Please don't forget, though, it's conjunct the North Node. So whatever happens. Okay. This is funny. This is funny to me to get this card for Aries. So. Okay, so Annika, you were one of the people. So just do me a favor and email me. I'm so sorry to make it double work for you. Or you can go back to the email and just click the link and now it has a place for your name. Sorry, I did it at like 3 in the morning. So we have codependency and it's in reverse. Now, usually Aries doesn't have a problem with codependency. It might be its sister sign, but this may be for a connection. And this again could be Aries moon, Aries sun, Aries Venus, first house placements. So Aries moon, when it loves you all the way. So this is, how do you feel tied to somebody? Also, let's not forget that Aries is that run into the burning building without a thought. If they love you, they're going to go hard. They're going to advocate. So this codependency might not be you feeling you can't survive without them, but like you may not be able to disconnect from the feeling of you can help each other. And you might have trauma bonded with somebody. So the codependency is, it came out upside down. So when we have that, that means that one or both of you are working on the codependency. This is going to leave room for this to come back together in a way that's actually healthy and can have some legs. And I promise you, and don't forget, if you're listening to my voice right now, when this is done, I will put timestamps in. I'm gonna, there's a picture I said I was gonna put up. Oh, of the one card. I have to find him again. The Emperor card. Because he looks just like Travis Kelce. But also, I'm gonna put up my thing with all of the transits. It's just gonna be the date. It's not gonna be the explanation. But you'll see there's tons of stuff happening in Aries, April 8th. If I start talking about it, it's just going to be, okay. Wow. Everything is about undoing. When I tell you this Venus square Uranus in that mutual reception is no joke. For Taurus, we have trapped in reverse, which is huge for a fixed sign. Something is going to move, and don't forget, we have that Uranus in Taurus, right? And it's squaring that Venus. Something is going to be liberated that you've stayed in too long, and I love Taurus. I give you all of my hugs and all of my cupcakes. You tend to stay too long in things because that fixed sign, right? And it's a Venus fixed. What do we have for Gemini? You're going to be unlocked from whatever. I think you're going to do it. Don't forget, Taurus and Scorpio both are, they're going to benefit from Jupiter and Uranus going through Taurus for sure. But, you know, you were the last to have that eclipse cycle and the nodal axis. So everything that came in from that year and a half is like being utilized now. Just the same way that I say, like, just because you have an awakening doesn't mean you wake up the next morning in the lotus position saying and understanding all the secrets of the universe and you're completely at peace. Also, when you have nodal access in your signs or hitting your signs and you have eclipse seasons in your signs, that doesn't mean everything is all healed and better, right? It's like burning through an infection. Now then afterwards you're healing from whatever the information that came in, and that's when you can start to utilize these new tools that you found during eclipse season. And if you're too nice or your energy is too fixed to take things out of your own way, the universe will come take them in form of an eclipse. That's why the full moons leading up to eclipses are very important. That's why that Virgo full moon for editing was very important, so that you move stuff out of the way before this eclipse season comes, and eclipse season moves it out for you. It'll be a lot easier if you do it for yourself first. Anyway. So Taurus and Scorpio are going to have a lot of change this year. Watch your Tauruses and Scorpios around you and watch how much their lives change. Everybody's got Pluto, though, for the next 20 years in one of their houses. Unless it's like real close to one of your signs, like, you know, yes, you will feel it. But if you have any air energy, it's going to trine that at some point. If you have any fixed energy, it's going to square that or oppose it at some point. So it's not, don't worry about like that it's scary. It's not scary. It's also Pluto and Aquarius. So it's a different, like I said, it's a different kind of Pluto than in Capricorn. We have Know Your Worth. This is for Gemini, and I love it. I love it. And there's dog tags. So this to me is like, understand your trauma is not your label. Your trauma is not like, know your worth. And it's me, myself, and I. Or it's just myself and I, which is brilliant, like that I pulled this for Gemini. I love my guides. They're the real MVPs. Plus, they put up with me. This shifting for Gemini. Oh, I just thought. This shifting for Gemini, especially I want to say Gemini suns. This is pretty big. Allowing bad behaviors from others, not standing your ground. There's something else here. Feeling like, and this is Gemini moon too, feeling like you're not qualified to apply for the position of somebody's heart or somebody's, because they're going to look at you like you're unstable or you're this or you're that. Not seeing yourself as a dog tag, as your trauma, as your battles. Knowing your worth and accepting the fact that your duality makes you incredible and not a liability. Okay, guys, even all of these transits, I'll put them up later, and I will make sure that I put up the caption. But even the crunchy ones that are happening, I just want you guys to go into those informed, not scared, because I know it sounds crazy, and I don't want to be reductionary to anyone's experiences, because those are real and valid. But everything is kind of happening in the sky for us and not to us. It's how we harness them and walk in informed so that we can harness the empowerment in them, whether that's personal or collective, and we can harness the opportunity that's in them. And it's like putting check engine lights in places. So if we look at that ahead of time, informed, we're like, oh, okay, let's check engine lights on. Let's give that some TLC in our lives. Cancer, contract, and it is in reverse. You may think this is bad. I'm going to tell you why it's good. Cancers, and Gemma from Gemstones Tarot, who I just absolutely love, as you all know, talks about this, how like Cancers, she ran a quiz once about Cancers have old shoes, and they were all like, oh my God, yes. They sometimes don't like to, it takes a lot of, that's the PhD in Cancer work, and I've said this for years, if you're a day one, it is the attachment issues. Once you conquer attachment issues as a Cancer, that is like the PhD life journey work. A Cancer will completely feel a soul contract, a connection, a soulmate, even if they're karmic. It's a connection. I don't love the way labels have gone in the community, so let's just call it a connection. They will deny everything else because they feel like, why am I settling? I know that this person is a deep connection. Oof, I'm feeling this more than I'd like to. When you are, and you might see like videos or be like, we're gonna do a healing to break all the soul contracts that are no longer, and they might feel like, I'm not ready to let that person go. That person still needs me. That person could still benefit from the nurturing and the unconditional love that they haven't received in their life. And they will not, and they will kind of, not even subconsciously, consciously not want to break contracts. I know I'm not saying Cancer in the sky, Cancer in the sky, Cancer in the sky. Please do not forget the Libra full moon, the Aries new moon, the North Node. These are all things that are either, they're squaring. And also, lest we forget that Pluto that just spent all that time in Capricorn was opposing. Masterclasses left and right for Cancer. It's time. You're ready. So that instead of holding yourself and saving yourself like an old pair of shoes, waiting for the occasion for that person to get their shit together, you have to be willing to trust and break the soul contract. And if they want to find you, they will. And leave yourself open for a love that is not as hard. Okay, Leo. I started with Gemma when I think she maybe had like, she was definitely under 20K. She just immediately was a yes for me. It's actually one of the first tarot readers I started to like religiously watch. And one of 3 that I still religiously watch that I started years ago, because a lot of tarot readers get stuck in, I won't get into it, but a lot of tarot readers get stuck in a certain way of their readings are always this or that. And if you grow out of that, you'll stop watching that reader. There's more of those than there's not for me. But she's just, Gemma is the human embodiment of the showing my words with her fingers, telling my life with her cards. Yeah. Leo, we have surrender. This is the only card. I'm just going to do it. It's my weekend tarot. I can do whatever I want. Who's going to stop me, as my daughter likes to say. Do we want to get all dressed up and eat something fancy on a Tuesday? Who's going to stop us? Do we want to have dessert first? Who's going to stop us? She used to say that with my mom all the time too. It's a thing. All right, we're taking an extra clarifying card for Leo. Gemma is on YouTube. Actually, if you go to my channel, my main page, I have 4 channels that I recommend. One is my friend Vita, Rooted Arts. One is Gemma. One is Nicole. And the other is Astrologer. I just love her. Got the privilege of a little inboxing with her yesterday. When she likes my videos, I'm like, oh my God. It's like, the integrity on that woman. Okay. 10 of Wands, surrender. And this is so Leo, whatever journey you went on willfully, passionately. I mean, when we start with the Ace of Wands, it starts with Kundalini energy. It starts with brown chicken, brown cow. It starts with right through the sacral chakra, you know, alive, taking, like, bring me back to life. Yes to everything. Yes to feeling alive. Yes to fully living in a relationship with our bodies, with our creativity, with our inner child, whatever it is. It starts, the Ace of Wands starts this journey like, hell yeah, right? And then we have the 2 of Wands and we're making decisions. And we have the 3 of Wands and we're cutting down. We're making even more sacrifices to go for the thing. That Ace of Wands, right, is the one wand we keep choosing. Hello, through the, if nobody ever thought of that. My deck is going to have a little booklet and it's going to have more about, like, than just my cards. It's going to have that kind of little stuff. So yeah. So the Ace of Wands is the wand that the card, like the 2 of Wands, whichever one, that was the Ace of Wands. In the 3 of Wands, right? We're still committed to the thing that we just know that woke us up. By the time we get to the 10 of Wands, we've advocated, we've celebrated twice, right? The 4 and the 6. We have had lots of going back and forth. We have protected. And by the time we get to the 10 of Wands, now it's just weight. Now it's just a burden. And it's time to put it down. It's no longer, right? It's a cycle, just like a moon or anything else. And this 10 of Wands is gorgeous. So we see the person we used to be in the mirror, and we see the new person with the new growth. Look at how her skirt is new branches. And there's new growth. And so moving forward with the new version of you, there may be a person that you took on or a relationship that you took on willingly, out of love, out of passion. It woke you up. And we have a hard time surrendering to the idea that this grew a new person, because that's what the Suit of Wands is meant to do. Wands are action. But sometimes when we're at the end of that cycle, there's something we have to leave behind. There's something we have to surrender to. And a lot of times it's just that new version of us. Now, if this is a love card, you may be attracted, and this is just, again, channeling. It's funny, Aquarius and Leo just feel the most, don't need cards. I swear a year ago you would not be attracted to this person. You might have less enthusiasm about the situation or relationship you were in. Now, maybe the situation just needs to move. And maybe don't forget that new moon in Aries will absolutely trine your Leo placements, right? That new moon in Aries is hitting my Leo Venus. It is on my moon. It is on my Chiron. It is squaring my Mars. It's doing a whole lot. It's doing a whole lot. And the full moon in Libra is squaring my sun. So, like, if you have Leo placements, I promise whatever you surrender, universe will, let me, if you are willing to let go of something, if you are willing to surrender something, universe feels and understands, A, this is coming from growth. B, you are ready for universe to put something else in its place that's maybe more appropriate for where you are. Because look at all this new growth. And look at the old version of you. Right? If you surrender, now that could mean a break with a partner because they have work to do that they can't do with you because maybe some codependency, whatever their issues are. This could be a little break, and this could also be just surrender to say, I am willing to trust universe to bring me in what it thinks, what is the best that could happen. Don't say what's the worst, what's the least. Say, what is the best that could happen? If I move this thing, if I surrender to who I am. Sometimes that is just, this is a love reading for sure, because that's what I asked for. But also Leos and just humans in general, sometimes when we're surrendering that, that is about outgrowing our friends. And if your growth game is strong, you got a ton of squares in your chart, your growth game will be, that's a little insight. If you have a bunch of squares in your chart and you have prominent Pluto placement, you will love people and you will want people to love you and you will grow out of them and they will grow out of you. Because that's what squares and prominent Pluto placements do. And when I mean prominent Pluto, I don't mean the sign it's in. I mean if it's sitting in an angular house, is it conjunct something else that's powerful? Is it squaring something? I mean, those are things to look at in personal readings and natal consults. But I promise you, whatever you surrender, you grew, you did everything that Wands wanted you to do. This cycle is over. This is like a new moon for you. And that new moon in Pisces may really bring something or someone in. Okay. And I just got to tell you, I pulled one more card because I want to. It was 7 Cups in reverse. Somebody that made you an option or you were one of the choices. This could be revamping your relationship. You're going to be the choice. You're going to be the thing. Okay, so let's pull a card for Virgo and then we're going to give away a reading. And then I want to say air signs are up next. The air sign extendeds will be up for members. And if you want to join, I have no idea other than to tell you to go to the page, which a lot of people don't know how to do. Emily, if you could drop that link. Even the first level, you get all 12 extendeds and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the nerd level, you get a Zoom group. And I split it into 2 because now we have to. There's so many people. But you get a Zoom where I read your chart with whatever lunation. And there's also a metaphysical live. If you're an astro, you get to pick. There's also like a solar return report and other reports. If you're a nerd member, you get some extra goodies in the beginning. And then there's loyalty rewarding. When you hit milestones, every level gets rewards. All right, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. And if you're watching this, please subscribe. I was reminded that I never asked people to subscribe and that I'm supposed to be doing that. It feels solicitous and I don't like it. Okay. If you know, you know. I mean that, like, you know me. Okay. Virgo, optimism. It came out sideways. So, like, it's there. And it's beautiful. And this is optimism. This could be either optimism for whatever is coming in. This could be optimism for like the relationship you're in now. This could be optimism for healing something that kind of went off balance. It came out sideways. It's like your optimism, because it's a love reading, right? So like it's Virgos are so smart, and it's almost like optimism. I'm not worried whether this is optimism for the actual relationship, or I'm just going to keep optimism open. And like my friend Vita, that is a Virgo, would say like universe has infinite possibilities. Like we limit ourselves to what we think can come in. And so this sideways that's it. It's not just optimism for one thing. That's exactly what it is. So I thought I needed to pull a card, but that just came through. So it's not like I have optimism for this person. I have optimism that this relationship will work even if it's a dumpster fire right now. It's not optimism about like the perfect person or like the way. It's just optimism without anything pigeonholing you into what that optimism can express. However, universe, there's a lot of trust in this card, but this brings in this kind of optimism. Okay, I will pull a card because I get it, but I just want to make sure you all get it. This kind of optimism that comes without like expectations of how that optimism is going to express, play out, etc. That's going to bring like the big booty. That's going to, and I don't mean like I like big butts and I cannot lie big booty. I mean like pirate booty. Like that's going to bring a big treasure, because you're not focusing all of your optimism on just one thing and then deciding that has to work out. King of Swords, somebody truthful, honest, direct, full of knowledge, probably funny as fuck. If we're talking about energy, this is a mature but funny, truthful, very smart. I couldn't think of a better match. I know you're an earth sign, Virgo, but you need smart, right? And funny. This one's funny, and let me tell you why. And also they're a multitasker. They're going to be pick up with you. Not put up with you, not pick up with you. Keep up with you. They're going to be able to keep up with you because, look, they could do 3 things at once. Like they have 3 hands instead of 2. If that is not the most perfect partner for Virgo, but you're going to let this come in. It doesn't have to be. You haven't like picked your person that this has to be. But because you're just letting optimism be what it is and not assigning it anywhere, it's not upside down, but it's not like you just bring me whatever. Like bring me, I'm going to trust you to bring me. I'm completely optimistic. And it brings the 3-handed mofo that is smart and truthful and trustworthy. You're the king? Well, then wouldn't it be nice to have like an actual balanced partner that is also... You can get 2 kings. Tarot is genderless. All right, let's give away a reading. And then I'm going to have Petit Déjeuner. I don't know if Tina's still watching, but... what do I want to give away? Let's give away, let me say this. Let me give away a 15-minute reading. However, if you have one in the last 4 months, and so Emily, I'm going to have, I know you were making a list. You can still participate to see where your intuition is at. But if you've won in the last 4 months, you're welcome to play, but I'm going to give the reading to somebody who hasn't won in a while. And you have to claim that reading in the next three months. Because then what happens is I will get an email from somebody that won a 1.5 years ago. I don't remember what I gave away at that point. That like, it's a free reading. All I'm asking is that we give everybody room to win and that you claim it within 3 months. Once you claim it, you can book it out another 3 months, right? If you want to save it for your birthday or something. It's only a 15-minute, and that's going to go fast. If anybody who has appointments, you would, but I'm just saying. We can also utilize the time. All right. Give me a second. If you would all take a second to like and share, and even if you share it to yourself, that is great. But I'm gonna separate these really quick. Getting quicker and quicker at this. Are you all liking and sharing? I didn't even see what you sent. I'm going to pull a card. You all pick. You want me to pick from Major Arcana? My New York just came out so hard. Do you want me to pick from the Major Arcana, or would you like me to pick from the court cards, which are Pages, Knights, Queens, Kings? You all can comment which one you would rather have me pick from, which one you're feeling more. And I'm just separating real quick. Ooh, I did that so quick. It's stupid, but I'm a little proud of myself right now. Because half of these are upside down. Okay. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 for court. Court cards win. Got it. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle and let universe. Don't try to plug into me yet for that 15-minute reading. Boy, Lee should get something good today because she had a lot of timestamps to do. All right. Okay, I got it. It's a court card. So it's got to be a page, a knight, a queen, or a king. You know, either of cups, swords, wands, or pentacles. Well, there used to be a trick when they stuck it to their forehead. I'm ridiculously silly, sorry. And just a reminder for anybody who's guessing, I'll put her right here, the card. Some of the people that are guessing are testing out their intuition and are kind of disqualified if they've won in the last 4 months or so. So, So just if you see the guess there, doesn't mean that it's, if you are feeling somebody else's and you notice I haven't said, oh, you won or that's it, feel free to keep guessing. It's funny. I also want you guys to like visualize. Okay. Michael Farr, who has never won anything yet. You get a 15-minute reading. If you want to add to that, you can. But I have your email, so I can email you and tell you where you can go grab that. I just wanted to give everybody a chance. So here's the thing. If I'm asking you to use your intuition, and you can't, your head hurts too much. So just know that if you also guessed the King of Pentacles, you were successful in intuiting that. King of Pentacles with the trees and the antlers. Yay, Michael, who's got so much on his plate. I won't even let him be a moderator. So hopefully that is subsiding, but we'll find out in a reading. Again, if some people add to them, you don't have to. You can just take the free reading. I'm happy to do that. I give back as much as I can one way or the other. This is the Star Tarot. And the box is huge, like ginormous. I keep saying I'm going to do, I have to clean my office. I said that probably 2 weeks ago. I'm still there. Life has been a little busy. I'm not complaining. So when I clean my office, I will go through and finally make the video about all of my different tarot cards, who makes them, blah, blah, blah. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I hate saying that. And liking and sharing helps. The special is going on. I'll put that on the community page. But if you just look up booking specials or holiday specials, if you scroll, it's on my booking site. And if you're a nerd or an astro, please look in your email for the new form. It's fun, and it's going to help me get you, it's going to help me get you all of your benefits, regardless of schedule. And like, yeah, it's good. And the earth signs are up for extended readings for members, and the air signs will be up later today. Also this week, if you're listening later this week, I'm going to do a reading for out of contacts, people who are not in contact with their person. And it's going to be like, what situation are they in? What are their thoughts about you? And also though, what is the guidance on that? What's the advice from your guides to do, right? Because I don't love focusing so much on what they're doing or whatever. I want to know how it benefits you, how we can get you what you want, but not in a shady, non-authentic way. So I have been reluctant to do a reading like that, but I'm going to do all 12 signs out of contact, what they're thinking, where they're kind of at right now, and then what the advice is from your guides about what maybe you should do about that, or what you need to know about that. So that will be, I'm going to say Wednesday right now, but Wednesday is starting to fill up with appointments. So by tomorrow, I'll have the day picked out for that. And I can't decide whether I'm going to do that live or not. You all let me know in the comments. I'm going to end this. I hope you all have a wonderful day. But if you're watching this, let me know in the comments whether you think that should be a live or whether I should just go through recorded, because those are quicker and probably less painful to listen to. All right. You can always speed this up. I love you. Know you love you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.